Hey, so hello there, everybody, and welcome. It is I, the Realist Philosopher. So what's up, what's happening, what's shaking, what's going on? So, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you get notified of new videos. If you'd like to make a donation and support my content, you will find several ways to donate in the description. Also, go check out Cosmic First. I like Cosmic First. I love Cosmic First. He does a lot of the heavy lifting. He compiles all these wacky, crazy, nutty broads and their TikToker videos looking for validation and attention into these wonderful compilations, which I can then comment on. Him and I don't always agree, but it's always an entertaining ride. So let's get right into it, shall we?
Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Listen, whoever decided that we had to work to live, your mom's a hoe. I know I'm not homeless, but still.
Doesn't that mean your mom's a hoe too?
I hate it, and it's ghetto.
Hey.
Working is ghetto? Okay.
Hi, how is it?
It's amazing, but wait, can you talk for a sec?
Listen, I completely get women's rights. I get it. We wanted equality. We just wanted to be seen as a human.
So, women in the past and women now, you're not equal to a man because equal means same. They're synonymous. You're not equal. You're not the same. Name me one right that a man has that you don't have. And you're not equal to a man. You never have been, never will be. So, I don't know what you're talking about. And by the way, how were you not seen as human in the past? What are you talking about? This idea that women were treated inhuman in the past. What a bunch of nonsense. That's more, the evil F word, propaganda from chicks, chameleons, trying to convince you that they're something they're not. They're ists. But they want you to believe they've moved past that. No, they want to be in their soft girl era. Pass.
Where y'all brought in the part where we had to work too? I'm sorry. Put me back in the kitchen. We were joking. This was all just a scheme to see if you guys would listen. Y'all listened a little too hard. Put me back in the kitchen.
Sweetheart, you don't want to be back in the kitchen 100 years ago. That was hard work. You think you got it hard now? Try hand washing clothes. Try kneading your own bread. Try cooking food from scratch. Try shucking some corn, and making your own butter. You think you got it difficult now? Get out of here. You got it easy.
'Cause are y'all all right? Why did you think that we would want to live to work?
Because they had to. Because the original were big, boned, large and in-charge chicks, because they had to be, because they were ugly, they were overweight, they were ones and twos, no man wanted them, so they had to be men, take care of themselves, and they were bitter and angry, so they wanted every other woman to be as bitter and angry and miserable as they were. Welcome to being a man, sweetheart. It's what you wanted.
That's a man's job. And honestly, if I could go back in the day, all of those women that had those them little things up.
The suffragettes. Oh, that's a man's job, is it? I love it. Wait. You said you wanted equality. You said you were equal. You wanted the same rights as a man, but now you're saying you don't want the same responsibilities, but you still want the same rights. So you haven't changed at all. You want all the privileges without the actual responsibilities. Now you want your life to be even easier. I don't want to work a hard job no more. Yeah, your job is so hard. You're in an air-conditioned office shuffling papers around. Now you want your life to be even more on easy mode. I'm going to go be a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, that can be a hard job, but not really. You got all these labor-saving devices, What's really all that hard about being a stay-at-home mom, huh? That's a privilege. That's nowhere near as hard these days as a man's job, generally speaking.
Would have got knocked over. 'Cause, sweetie, are you dumb? And then on top of that, they have the audacity to not even be alive to see the damage that they caused. I'm over it.
Typical women, They don't want to suffer the consequences, and they didn't. You won't either. Your daughter will, though, or her daughter.
Looks like reality has finally hit this one. But here's the
Well, she's going to suffer consequences. She'll never find a man. She'll never find a husband. But she'll never acknowledge that the fault is on her and lies in her bad choices.
thing, madam. Even if you went back to the good old days, women still worked.
Yeah.
They were out there in
They
factory.
worked much, much harder than they do today, okay? Can you imagine today's women trying to go back 100 years and be women then? They couldn't handle it. They're too soft. They're too weak. No chance.
Handling machinery, or even working long hours in agriculture. Modern women can fantasize about not working all they want, but it won't get them anywhere. This obsession with getting out of work is only alive because these women have seen the harsh reality that men go through every day. They understand.
No, they haven't. Men are still doing the dirty, dangerous, disgusting, hard labor jobs, while these chicks are complaining about it being too cold in the office because their bodies are not as good at regulating temperature as a man's. I have it so hard. They have the AC set at 68 in my office and I'm freezing all day. You put on a cardigan. Wear a sweater to work. Put on a light jacket. No. Then I wouldn't be able to complain about my life being difficult. Meanwhile, your great-great-grandmother was churning butter by hand and milking cows. You big baby.
Understand that it's tough out there, and now that they're experiencing the pressure firsthand, they're starting to panic. What's really happening is that these women are realizing that the so-called independence they were chasing comes with heavy responsibilities, just like it always has for men.
I am so tired of being a strong, independent woman, girl boss.
That's a choice, isn't it? You don't have to make that choice. Well, it's too late. You already did. Now it's become part of your personality, your being, your sense of self, who and what you are. Now you're fully cooked. So no matter how much you try to change that, it would just be an act. And you would eventually revert to being a girl boss. You go girl slay queen once you got comfortable. So it would just be a bait and switch. So pass.
Want to pretend like I don't know how to put air in my tires, pretend like I
Right. She wants to pretend to be something she's not. Pass. Philippines for me. Thailand. Or monk mode.
don't know that there's no such thing as premium air, and I never want to touch another doorknob. I want to be in my soft girl era.
Where are all the single
You can't just choose that. You either are or you aren't. And people don't change.
men between the ages of 35 and 45 who are also seeking a relationship? Where are y'all hanging out?
Well,
Dudes between 35 and 45? They're having fun, sweetheart. They were working their butts off in their 20s and their early 30s, and now they got the wealth and the privilege that comes with that to enjoy themselves. And maybe they'll start a family. Maybe not. If they do, it's certainly not going to be with you. How old are you? Definitely over 30 and bitter.
one thing I will say is that those men in those age ranges aren't looking to date modern women anymore. They've seen
Well, I mean, they'll pork them, They're still dating apps, and that's what those exist for. So that top 10% of dudes, while they're not working their butts off 60, 70 hours a week, can have an easy time finding chicks to add to their roster, add to the rotation, so they have a few more plates to spin. So if they want some company, they can have it. But not going to live with them. Not going to be in relationships with them if they're smart. Certainly not going to live with them. They want peace. They want to be able to go home, drink a cup of wine or a beer, watch the game, fall asleep in bed reading a book without some broad like this bitching and moaning at them and complaining that you don't do enough to make me happy. What about my needs? What about mine? Yeah, modern women don't care about your needs. That's why you should stay single.
enough, and many have simply checked out of the dating scene. The only thing those guys are looking for now is peace, or maybe loyalty. But modern dating often feels like a battle for power or a never-ending list of demands. So it's no wonder many of them are either opting out or looking elsewhere, whether it's younger women, women from different cultures, or simply focusing on themselves. They're tired of being seen as
They're all not mutually exclusive, by the way. You can focus on yourself while at the same time having some fun and dating younger broads. None of those are mutually exclusive. Unless you take them to extremes, then maybe, especially working on yourself.
It's nothing more than a resource.
I have had the worst week of my life. And I needed you.
I had the worst week of my life, and you broke up with me. Well, you're strong and independent. You don't need no man. You need a man like a fish needs a bicycle, right? So, deal with it yourself. I love this. I love the background music she added, by the way. Oh, yeah, that's real authentic there.
Women are honestly, just because we have that independence now, and like now we know like we don't have to depend on a man to get the things that we need or that we want. Now they're just doing what men, used to do or considered do to women, you know, in a sense of like cheating or like, not necessarily cheating, but
Men didn't cheat more on women than vice versa. Women have always been the predominant cheaters. If you even read the Bible, it's going to tell you that, talking about the Jezebel spirit and all that. And women are controlled by their emotions. They're just sneakier. They're more manipulative. They're better at hiding it than men. That's all.
Like, just
dating multiple people.
Wait, I love the sexism. Oh, yeah, well, men and women are equal, but, men used to cheat so much more. Yeah, they're dogs and pigs. Get out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. So
getting
now,
a roster,
having a team,
right.
Having a team.
How dare you address women as if they're all a monolith? Oh, women this. Oh, women that. That's so sexist. Meanwhile, she says the same thing about men.
How can I call for food today?
They always seem to laugh now, but cry later. Essentially, what she's saying is that women are trying to act like men. There's this notion out there that women can mirror everything men do without any consequences. But that's far from reality. Women seem to think they can live the same lifestyle as men, whether it's building a roster of guys or embracing casual dating, and that the long-term outcomes will be the same. But it's different. Men
bond differently. We're more logical, reasonable. Our bonding mechanisms tend to be based more upon value assessments and logical, critical thinking. Women tend to be more emotional. We have emotion as well, but the way that we come to our bonding, the way that we bond is different than the way women bond, okay? So women tend to bond more quickly. They tend to bond more on a physical level because they get with a guy. He bangs them. She gets pregnant. Well, yeah. She needs that guy to protect her. She needs that guy to provide for her. If he's not gonna, who is? He's the one with the vested interest. It's his child, so it's in her best interest to bond to her. Meanwhile, it's in his best interest to spread his seed as far and wide as humanly possible. So he's less inclined to bond as quickly or as strongly based upon physical contact and connection. He needs more. So yes, we are different as insofar as our bonding mechanisms and what criteria we bond through. It's not to say women bond more strongly, just in a different way.
And women are wired differently, and society doesn't respond the same way to both genders when...
No, please stop using the word society. There is no such thing as society. When I get tired, you don't get tired. When I sleep, you don't necessarily sleep. When I eat, you don't get full. There is no society. There is no collective mind. There is no hive mind. There is no collective stomach. People are individuals, okay? People are responding not because of some kind of social constructivism, but because of biologically determined aspects of the human experience that exists within us and affect our behavior and our perceptions of certain behaviors, i.e. behaviors that are beneficial or negative when it comes to procreation and what's best for us as a people. So this idea, there is no such thing as society. Society doesn't exist. No such thing. There's just individuals. People tend to conflate the fact that, so many individuals are reacting in the same way. That means there's some kind of societal response and pressure going on. No. People just share a lot of the same traits because they're people. And they evolve more or less the same way. It's just a part of being human. Society's not real. Stop it.
It comes to certain behaviors. The reality is, men can engage in these behaviors and still bounce back later because society often doesn't judge men the same way.
No, it's got nothing to do with judgment. It's biologically determined because of evolution. Stop.
Especially when it comes to dating or starting a family later in life. For women, however, there are real consequences, whether it's the biological clock,
Pair bonding. Hello, they burn that out real quick. The more bodies they have, which is why women care so much about bodies. We don't bond all that much or in the same way or as strongly from the act of physical lust, the S act. So, yeah, we bounce back quicker.
Emotional wear and tear, or the fact that men tend to seek younger women. We're different.
Yes, that's correct. We're different. Stop saying it's society. My name is Grace. I'm a single woman from Ohio. I hope to find a real man who will love me. Am I beautiful? So if a man doesn't love you, he's not a real man. I love the shaming language. Gee, I wonder why she's single. Automatically, just in the message, she's blaming men for herself being single. So if a man doesn't love you, he's the problem. Couldn't be that you're an objectionable, obnoxious, insufferable human being. No. Couldn't be you. She's not a bad-looking broad, by the way. Got nice eyes. But we all know what her personality is probably like, just going by this message here.
Okay, I know we live in a world where...
What the hell, lady? You need to get the money back from your plastic surgeon looking at them lips. Good Lord! What a hack job he did on you!
Everybody likes to call women lazy for wanting the traditional relationship, but...
Yeah. Only if you've been spending your whole life saying, I'm a strong, independent queen. You go, girl. I don't need no man. I need a man like fish needs a bicycle. See, if you're that chick, and then you suddenly change your tune and say 30, 35, then yeah, I'm going to call you lazy. But if you've been a traditional, conservative woman with the same messaging your whole life, and you're soft and feminine, you're a real feminine woman, and it's not just an act, you're now adopting at a certain age because you want to find a simp, beta bucks, deluxe dude to take care of you, then no, I'm not going to call you lazy then. But if you're fake, a fraud, a phony, a chameleon, a pick-me like you're trying to be now, yeah, you're a lazy broad.
I just feel like, honestly, I want to step into my feminine energy. Like I want a man to hold my bags. I
want a guy to be my pack mule. Yeah, I want to step into the feminine energy. I want to suddenly become feminine, meaning change completely, entirely, who and what you are down to the very foundations of your being, even though people don't change. So it would just be an act, and you'd be a fake, a fraud, a phony, a chameleon. I see.
Want a man to take care of me. I don't want to do everything myself.
Yeah, I just want some dude to be my valet, my chauffeur, just be there to provide resources, and I'll act feminine and I'll pretend to be something I'm not. So this sucker will sign on the dotted line. So it's a bait and switch, essentially. Pass.
And as a black woman, we've been told our whole lives that we have to be the strong, independent black woman. And it's
well, you've been telling each other that, okay? Ain't nobody else telling you that. You tell yourself that as well, sweetheart. At least until it's inconvenient, right? Until you age out and men ain't so interested in you no more.
I don't want to be that all the time. No.
But that is what you are. You can't change what you are. You are what you are. You don't change. People don't change.
I get it. We're the most unprotected and we're the most criticized, so we have to be.
What are you talking about? You're the least criticized and the most protected. You want to know who's in charge? Look at who you're not allowed to criticize. Women can't criticize them. Black women, minority women especially. What are you talking about? Men are the only ones that you're allowed to criticize. What are you talking about? Women are criticized. We're the most criticized. Lies. You keep telling yourself that, sweetheart, and then expect us to believe that you are not an effa, such ist. You know what I'm talking about.
But do I have to be that in a relationship though? Like, why can't I have a man that leads? Why can't I have a man that provides and protects for me?
Because you don't follow and you're not submissive. And so if you won't follow and you're not submissive, how can he lead you anywhere?
I'm retiring the strong, independent black woman. Honestly, I'm tired, okay?
You can't retire it. It's who you are. It's who you are.
I want to be feminine. I want to be vulnerable.
I just want to tell you what you want to hear so you'll buy me crap and take care of me.
I want to be a pretty pampered princess. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't know.
Yeah, there is, because it's a fake, it's a fraud, it's a sham. You're a phony. You'd be a phony.
Y'all gonna call me a pick-me, so
A lot of women believe they deserve the traditional soft lifestyle. But ironically, those are often the women who bring little to no value into a man's life. They want the perks of a traditional relationship, being provided for, protected, and led by a strong man, but don't realize that it comes with expectations on their part too. For modern women today who claim they want a man to lead, the reality is many of them are hard to deal with. They carry a lot of attitude, demand control, and expect to be treated like queens while giving nothing but stress in return. You can't ask for a man to lead if you're difficult to lead. Leadership requires trust, cooperation, and respect. If a woman is constantly challenging a man's authority, making everything a power struggle, or refusing to bring peace into the relationship, how is a man supposed to lead?
Well, he can't. These women have become the men that they say they've always wanted. But we don't want that. You see, the wants and desires of men are not symmetrical with those of women. They're asymmetrical. So there's a differential. The things that we value as men are not the same things that you value as women. But unfortunately, women have been taught and believed that men value the same things they do. So they think a man is going to want in them what they want in a man. Unfortunately, that's not true. But you can spot these broads real quick. Thankfully, because of their effing, such ist beliefs in regards to this, false equivalency of value that they make in their minds about what men want from women as compared to what women want from men. But anyway, let's continue with pufferfish lips here.
Not just about saying, I want a man to lead. It's about being willing to follow, support, and create an environment where he actually can lead without drama or resistance at every turn. And most women who can come out and say, I want a soft lifestyle after 35, are a red flag.
What do you do for a living?
I don't work.
So what do you do during the day?
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
So you're just living off of his child support?
I am. And we live with our mother.
And you're proud of that?
Well, we were living with him, and I was a stay-at-home mom. He made the income.
But you can work now, right?
I can, but...
But you can go get a job, right?
I could, but I'm not going to. My rent's free. My food is free. My mom's the homeowner.
So she went from living with the husband and being provided everything to now living with the mom. And the mom pays for everything. Wow, you ladies have it so hard.
Have to pay nothing.
Health insurance. Who covers health insurance?
I do.
So what I'm going to do is give you credit, actually. Bring your child support down. And monthly, yes, slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month.
That's it?
Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
I was with somebody that I did not really like. I think I was in it for the wrong reasons, and he was just a total bodybuilding bro, and...
So he was out looking Giga Chad, great body, gym bro, tall, six-pack, not six figures, but he at least had probably a lot of the other sixes except for that one. And that was the wrong reasons, right? He was hot!
And I think I already knew deep down that he wasn't good for me. I'm not going to say his name because I don't even want to give him the time of day, because this guy actually ended up single-handedly ruining and destroying some friendships that I had with some of my closest guy friends. That's fine.
I'd love to talk to this guy, by the way, and get his side of the story.
And like, I was cheated on by somebody who already gave me so many red flags.
Yeah, lady, if you get with a dude that has all but 1.6 and he's young, women are going to want to bang him. I mean, they're probably not going to want... I mean, they might want a relationship depending. If he's hot enough, and he's tall enough, and he's got enough sixes, even if he doesn't have the 6 figures, if he's that attractive, many women will want to get with that dude. I can change him. He's just missing one of the 6s. I can make him more ambitious. I can turn him into a money-making machine. Then he'll be the perfect man for me. And he gives me the butterflies, something fierce. Well, that dude's got a lot of broads chasing him. He's got tons of options. What did you think would happen?
Adam, this is completely your fault. First of all, you were dating someone you weren't even truly attracted to.
Yeah, she was. She was hot for him. The wrong reason she mentioned was that, she was just into him because of his looks. That's all. So she was very, very attracted to him physically. They just weren't compatible in any other way.
Yet you still chose to be with him.
Yeah, butterflies and chaos and drama and competing with other broads. And, I wanted to pick me. Yeah. Come on. She's just salty. That's all.
That's mistake number 1. If there's no real attraction or connection from the start, the relationship is already built on shaky ground. But you didn't stop there. He gave you so many red flags along the way, and instead of walking away, you ignored them all, whether it was his behavior, his lack of effort, or whatever other issues were popping up.
Yeah, women will ignore a whole bunch of stuff for Chad. Not for you, unless you're Chad. But probably not.
End
You're
of
probably not Chad.
story.
The biggest scam in America is being told as a woman, go get a job. You don't want to depend on a man. I know you should have a job or some sort of skill.
What do you mean? Being a stay-at-home mom ain't a job? That's a hard job. Yeah, well, it can be a hard job depending on how well you do it and how well you take care of the family. And if you take it seriously and, approach it with purpose and dedication.
But okay, so let's say you have a great man who works his booty off, okay? And then you're also working your booty off. So now we have a dual income. At that time, no kid home, right? We're living life, we're thriving, okay?
How are you thriving if you're married with no kids? That's thriving? Like a waste of time to me.
Then you have a kid. Then they push and push for you to breastfeed. They're breastfeed. Okay.
Oh, it sounds like she's talking from experience. Yeah, you want to breastfeed your kid? Isn't there like a huge difference in IQ if you don't breastfeed? As opposed to giving them crappy chemical formula or cow's milk? It's like a huge reduction in IQ. Not to mention the fact that their immune system isn't going to be as strong. So you want your kid to get sick more, to be weak, to not have a very strong immune system, and be the intellectual equivalent of maybe Forrest Gump? In this modern, technologically advanced society where the majority of good-paying jobs require a high IQ, you want your kid to start behind? Ah, great. Yeah, oh, God, yeah, because I would have to sacrifice, Ooh, yeah, can't have that. Even though the things that bring the most meaning to life usually require the most sacrifice.
Okay. After 6 weeks, then what? When a working mother has...
6 weeks? No. You should be breastfeeding for a year to 18 months, my dear. What are you talking about 6 weeks? Yikes, your kid's going to be a dummy. No wonder kids these days are so stupid. They're giving them this crappy chemical formula. They got weak immune systems. They're getting all sick. They got low IQs because they're breastfeeding from mommy's teat for 6 weeks. Some of these kids aren't even breastfeeding from mommy at all. I wonder why people are getting dumber. People like this is why. Not breastfeeding their kids. Well, that would take too long. Oh my God, a year and a half. Well, maybe if you had the right mindset. Maybe if you looked at it as a chance to bond with your kid. Maybe if you approached it with the right state of mind and being, and saw it as an opportunity to bond with your kid, and saw it as a great thing, and appreciated it for what it was, maybe it would bring some meaning to your life, and maybe you wouldn't see it as such a chore. But no. I might have to sacrifice being able to sit there and eat bonbons and watch Oprah. Can't have that. No, I got to get my fill of The View every day. Yeah, can't do that while breastfeeding. I can't enjoy it as much. Yeah, okay.
Just go to work, then what? Oh, well, you gotta pump and take them to daycare. Okay, daycare's $285 a week for a newborn /
Well, who told you to do that? You ladies didn't have to get into the workforce. All you did was cut the wages in half, but double the amount of tax that was being applied to the equivalent amount of money. So, just all of you collectively left the house, and being stay-at-home moms will now collectively go back to that. And then men's salaries will double. And then you can, go back and, do the job that you claim to now want to actually do. But I can't because I needed 2 incomes. Yeah, I need 2 incomes because I went out into the workforce and cut men's wages in half. Durr. Which, by the way, was the whole point of the effing is movement. So they could double the workforce, cut the wages of men, get the woman out of the house, and double the amount of tax revenue.
Then, because of diapers and bottles and all that shit.
You could use cloth diapers. You can shake the poopy into the toilet, wash the diaper, reuse it. There's plenty of ways to save money. You could put the fork down more. Looks like you could do to lose a few pounds. I bet the extra amount of food that you need to maintain that bulk is probably $50 a week easy. There's lots of ways you can cut corners and save money, sweetheart.
Wouldn't it make so much more sense if women actually enjoyed their lives? That's why we're all miserable sacks of shit. That's why we're all pissed off.
Well, you don't want to do the things that would give your life meaning and make them enjoyable. I'm going to do them just in a way that's easy mode. I don't even want to have to breastfeed. So even when women want to go back to the house, they want to do it on advanced easy mode. As if it's not easy enough today with all these labor-saving devices. You ain't got to make your own food. You ain't got to hand wash your own clothes. What do you have to do as a stay-at-home mom? Not that much. But even breastfeeding's too hard. Well, what isn't too hard? Not much.
And fucking moody is because we're just trying to balance checkbooks and babies.
Who uses checkbooks anymore? Everything online banking? You just hit the screen and you see your balance? What the hell are you talking about?
And I'm tired.
So, I am 43 years old. I am still single. No ring on my finger. No baby
man hands
in my belly. No husband to annoy me. I have had some long-term relationships, but here I am. Still single. Still looking. I've tried dating apps, but no. So, given the time crunch that I am 43 and I would like to have a baby, and while baby making time is quickly coming to an end.
Sweetheart, you're 43. It's not coming to an end, it's over. You need to wake up and smell the coffee. There ain't no baby for you.
I decided to reach out to a matchmaker. I thought, why not try Twalkify?
Twalkify? What name is that?
Do you guys know how much Twalkify charges?
$5,000? $7,000? $10,000? $20,000? The miracle it's going to require to find anybody for you, I think it's got to be pretty high.
They told me they could match me with 5 guys. 5
That many? Wow.
Guys for $10,000.
Sounds about right.
Let that sit for a second. 5 guys.
Sounds like a deal.
Guys, $10,000. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but I think that's about $2,000 per guy.
Yeah.
Do any of you think a single man is worth $2,000?
Yeah, probably worth a lot more than that, but the fact that you don't, it's probably why you're single. By the way, how much do you think it would cost for you to go and get the in vitro stuff done? And go buy some high quality or even mediocre sperm? Heck of a lot more than 10 grand.
Considering he's probably going to be a fucking dud.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I wonder why you're single.
Help me.
There's no help.
Stop me from making the biggest mistake of my life.
Lady, the biggest mistake you could make is not paying them that 10 grand. That's a deal. That's a bargain. If there's even a shot, if there's a possibility, if there's even a remote chance that one of these guys could work out, you need to hold on to that possibility as if it was a life preserver and you were in the middle of the ocean. You need to jump on that. That sounds like a deal to me, honey. I mean, not that it's going to work out, but hey, it's hope, right? It's something.
And instead, tell me what I can do to get a baby in my belly, a ring on my finger, and a husband at my side within the next year.
These all sound like very remote possibilities. Is for a baby in your belly at 43? Highly unlikely. A husband? Why would he marry you since there's no baby? Ring on your finger, husband. All of these sound very unlikely, so I can't help you.
What can I do? Someone.
Nothing. Nothing.
What do you got? Before I drop $10,000 on 5 guys. Help.
It's reverse for men. Invisible when young, but then get very desirable as they age. All men understand how you feel because we lived it. Welcome to the life of a man. That's exactly how it feels. Welcome to regular world. And I wish that young women learned this as early as possible.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Because even this old broad ain't learned anything. She's still in denial. She still thinks she's going to get the husband, the ring, the kid. She still thinks there's hope. She's still trying. She's still pursuing that. She hasn't accepted defeat. She hasn't quit. She hasn't given up. She's not going to be telling young women, hey, don't follow the path I did, I made a big mistake. Nah, because misery loves company.
Believe this is called the wall. It wins every time.
Trust me, that chick hit the wall a long time ago.
Have fun, ladies. I actually wish younger women would learn this early on as well. Here we have a woman in her 40s now talking about how she wants to have kids. Not only is it risky at that age, but it's also potentially life-threatening for both her and the child. The reality is, time doesn't stop, and biology has its limits. The window for having children isn't open forever, and waiting until your 40s to start thinking about motherhood can come with serious consequences.
By the way, isn't that in vitro stuff like an under 20% chance that it'll work? Something like 10%? It's a really low chance. You could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and not succeed.
What I can conclude from this is that maybe having kids wasn't her priority when she was younger. She likely spent her prime years focusing on other things, career, fun, or chasing the lifestyle of independence. And now she's realizing that time has caught up. It's a harsh wake-up call for me.
But I don't think she has realized that. I don't think she has. She clearly has not realized that. I don't think she ever will. Nor will most women.
Many women who delay motherhood thinking they have all the time in the world, only to discover later that it's not so simple.
Would you rather go buy me an engagement ring right
Would you rather be on a first bubble date
now, or decimate everyone in that restaurant?
So if they're on a first date and she's asking him if he would rather buy her an engagement ring right now and marry her or kill everybody in the restaurant. What?
I could just go down to a pawn shop and buy a fake ring, so yeah, that works for me.
So you want to give me a fake ring?
If it involves getting out of killing people, yes.
So is there a reason that you don't want to propose to me?
Because we've just gone on our first date.
Oh, and what's the problem?
Any of you watching this, if you don't see the problem either, I'm very concerned about you.
Oh, so now you're going to turn my audience against me?
Audience?
I can tell you one thing for sure.
I can tell you one thing for sure. She went out with a date with this guy just so she could get content for her TikTok channel. So she could get more clicks, more views, more validation. So she's not really approaching dating with any intent her intent is obviously just to get clicks and views and validation, but she's not taking dating seriously. This is why most women end up alone. It's just a game. Just fun. Just make a mockery out of a man. Use him for engagement on her TikTok. Pathetic.
Man is going home and deleting Bumble. That is the last Bumble date he will ever be on.
I hope that man runs as fast as he can.
Crazy.
Because this woman is seriously out of her mind. Maybe it's desperation, but to expect a man to put a ring on your finger after just one date? That's beyond insane. You can't rush commitment like that, especially when you barely know each other. This kind of thinking screams red flags all over the place. It's like she's more obsessed with the idea of getting married than actually building a solid foundation with someone. And when you're that desperate for a ring, you're not looking for love. You're looking for validation, for someone to fill a void or check a box in life. But a man isn't going to stick around for that kind of pressure. He's going to see the crazy expectations from a mile away and bolt.
Come on, she just went out with this dude for a free meal and some easy content for her channel.
Rushing into something as serious as marriage without really investing the time to grow together is a recipe for disaster.
I am not an independent woman. I do not care.
Really? You got all the hallmarks. Chunky face, big giant cowbell nose ring, got all the talking points. You're telling us you're not something, so you clearly are that thing. You're trying to convince us so hard, we know that you're lying.
Make my own money, I have my own goals, but that doesn't mean
I make my own money, I have my own goals, but I am not an effing, okay.
Independent. I need my man. I need to be, feminine in my relationship. Leave me out of that.
I need to be that. I'm gonna act that, but I'm not actually that, because if I was that, I'd already be in a relationship. But now I'm going to act that way so I can get what I want. But it's not who I am.
Feminist, I am independent. I am not.
My husband comes, he eats, I pick up his
Yes, you are. People don't change.
plate when he's done eating. That's something people are so surprised to know. He does not pick up his own plate. For some of my American friends who see it, they're a little taken aback. Can't he pick up his own plate?
I think the American notion of relationships is equality.
I do push women empowerment, but I'm I am not alone.
Only when it benefits a woman.
My husband covers this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he covers me. And so if someone breaks in my house in the middle of the night, it's not me getting up.
I'm not going first.
You know why?
Right. Of course. I'm not going first. Oh, of course.
A lot of guys can't stand talking to their wife.
Why?
Is because it's not really talking. There goes that old saying, right? Happy wife, happy life. Make sure you learn how to apologize for no reason. Just sit there and nod your head. I hear that joke and no, I'm not fucking doing that. And then I hear the faith-based stuff. Well, the Bible says that you've got to be the man in the house. You have to show the most patience.
First of all, that's BS. There's a difference between patience and tolerance. Yes, for the things you should tolerate, you need to be patient. But disrespectful, rude, unruly behavior from your wife or significant other, no, you shouldn't tolerate that in the first place. So there should be no patience because you should be intolerant toward that kind of behavior.
Why? Why can't we show the same patience? Why can't we respect each other the same? Why do I have to do
your logic
more?
On that.
You guys generationally complain and make huss and fusses about all these things, and then men have to just succumb to whatever emotions you guys are going through. You want a safe place to talk to me? Don't talk at me.
Once again, happy wife, happy life is the biggest lie that's been sold to men. It's a narrative that places all the focus on making sure the woman is happy, while...
Right, and the truth of the matter is you can't make someone else happy. Not only is it not your job, but it's not possible. Only you can be happy. And only you can bring happiness, find happiness, be happy. It's your responsibility. Nobody else can do it for you.
Completely neglecting the man's needs and happiness in the...
No. Okay, and by the way, guys, that applies to you as well. Women don't bring happiness. Other people, other places, other things. There's no noun in this world that brings happiness. Things don't bring happiness. A state of mind, a mindset, state of being, how you see and approach the world. This is what results in happiness, not the actions of other people or how they treat you. It's your responsibility to be happy. No one else's. Other people can enhance your life, but they don't create the initial happiness. So by the way, if somebody is detracting from your well-being, creating difficulty in your life, detracting instead of enhancing, they gotta go. That's it. That simple.
Relationship. Men are told that if they just keep their wives happy, give them what they want, avoid conflict, bend over backward, the relationship will magically be smooth and everyone will be content. But that's not how it works in reality. What happens is that men end up sacrificing their own well-being, bending to every demand just to keep the peace, and losing themselves in the process.
Yeah, where's the equality there?
It creates an imbalance where the man's role becomes that of a provider of happiness, but who's making sure he is happy?
Himself. And that's why you don't stay in a situation like that. You are responsible for your own happiness and well-being. And once you understand that, you can provide it for you. If you think it comes from other people, you're going to be seeking it out in others, and that is wrong. It doesn't work. It never works. It never will work. That's not how happiness occurs. And the moment you stop trying to find and expect it to be created by somebody else is the moment you gain real, true freedom in a relationship and in life, when you take responsibility for your own happiness, because ultimately it can only come from you.
It took men a long time to stop falling for this nonsense, but they're waking up.
Unfortunately, they're not. Not really. Some, more than in the past. Marriage is at an all-time low, but he's a bit too white-pilled in his assessment. Monolithically speaking, men are not waking up in some kind of monolith. It's not the majority of men even, unfortunately. It will happen as more men do become aware and awake, but not right now.
Marriage doesn't even interest men today anymore. It just makes them run away.
So there you go. We love Cosmic Verse. I don't always agree with him. I think a lot of his takes are too red-pilled. He believes in societal pressures and norms, creating behaviors in individuals when it's the exact opposite, and there is no such thing as society to begin with. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Be sure to hit that notification bell. Check out the description for some ways you can donate, contribute to my channel to keep the content flowing. Any amount of support would be greatly appreciated, and it's much needed. And again, leave a comment, good for the algorithm. And on that note, I am out of here. I am the realist philosopher, also known as the bachelor philosopher, because if you're a bachelor, you're a realist. And if you're a realist as a man, you're going to be a bachelor. And I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.